Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island area fishing report for Saturday, January the 21st. Before I get too far, Bass University right downtown Gadsden, Alabama at the venue downtown there by Coosa Landing. There's still tickets available. We've got some great pros. 6 guys over 2 days, 3 each day, including Mike Iaconelli, Brian Thrift, Matt Herron, and other guys that are just going to give you the great information to be able to out there and put a few more fish in the boat, learn some new techniques, fellowship with other anglers. Still tickets available. Come on down and see us down there. We'll be there with Israel doing some electronics breakout seminar type stuff at a table. I'll be there. Michael might even show up a little bit here and there. But come see us at the Bass University downtown venue this weekend, and we'd love to see you. We're going to check in right now with the guys. We got Tom, Lee, Josh, and Gentry talking about the fishing reports. We'll be right back with what the guys have to say. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island area fishing report for Saturday, January the 21st. We're joined by our good friend Josh Herron, our pro staff from there down at Reaction Innovations and Tato Designs. Josh, what's going on at Logan Martin and Lay Lake these days?
Oh man, still daydreaming of times of past when Fisher red bass in it.
Yeah,
No,
I know you
dude,
can still find them though.
Yeah, no, you'd find them. They just got a lot smaller.
Yeah.
But and it's kind of the same deal right now. Logan's still shallow cranking deal in the mornings. Any of that like chunk rock, we're starting to move on to like there's fish are getting on these red clay banks and all. They do every time this time of year. So you're looking at like DT6s, shad wraps, stuff like that. Any of that big hand-sized chunk rock spots are still holding on. Uh, Largemouth they're a mystery. I don't know. You're gonna have to hire a guide. I can't find them.
All right, so let's talk a little bit of
Find
Lay
you,
Lake
Joe.
then. Since Logan Martin is such a mystery, what's going on at Lay Lake?
They exist, but there's only like 10 of them. So, but no, I mean, Lay you can get Lay. Spots are still doing the jerkbait thing. Guys are still catching them on a rig. Water temps 54, 55. Depends on the mood of our environment. So spots are still kind of doing their winter deal. They're starting to get on some of these hard spots in the mouth of the pockets. Largemouth, Hope, Dream. Go catch you like the 3 or 5 that exist in Lay, and man, have a good time.
So, what I'm hearing is you want to be out there on those main lake points, maybe starting to duck into the coves a little bit, look for some chunk rock, huh? What kind of jerkbait colors do you recommend people throw in this water that tends to be a little bit stained right now?
Opaques, stuff like French pearl, anything that's got a lot of white to it.
Okay.
One thing you can basically factor is every time you catch bass out of dirty water and you pull him out, especially cold dirty water, he's going to be really muted out and white.
Right.
Shadowed the same way. So it's kind of a match the hatch and throw some bedazzle in there.
Match the hatch and bedazzle. That's a new term.
Something natural. Yeah.
Josh Herron.
Natural bedazzled. Look, you want a jerk bait that was born to be a stripper. That's what you want.
Sounds good. Well, Josh, as always, man, we appreciate everything. And, of course, your sense of humor really lightens the day. Appreciate it, brother. Thanks. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island area fishing report for Saturday, January the 21st. Hey, we are joined by our good friend Tom Ott from up there at Guntersville. What's going on Guntersville?
Man, I tell you, Dano, the weather's been really volatile. I think everybody knows that. So, we've been seeing the water temperature really climb and go down. I think it's really affected the crappie bite. I mean, it's gotten a lot of the areas that I have chased them they've just vacated along with the bait. But what I did see was, I saw a lot of bass that were suspended, just chasing big wads of bait. And, if you're a jerkbait guy, those jerkbaits are definitely a thing. I mean, you can see those fish out there suspended, just chasing the bait, and they're fairly easy to catch. The rattle trap bite's really picking up. And I tell you, we've been chasing crappie around the causeways, but that chunk rock around the causeways, on some of your larger bridge areas, are starting to hold those bass. The bait fish is moving in there and feeding and then moving back deep. And with the warmer weather, they've all moved, into a shallower, easier pattern to catch. Definitely a lot of fish out there. The quality's been very, very good, and quantity's not been terrible. That's for sure. I think you're going to have to still poke around if you want to get into those 20+ pound bags. Just to get the bigger fish, the bigger bites to come on.
Is it a visibility thing with those bigger bites? Is it the type of bait you're using? What seems to be triggering those?
Dano, I wish I had the answer to that one, that's for sure. But, it seems like the swim bait, the single swim bait seems to be pulling the larger fish. And I don't know exactly if that's it looks a little more natural to them or exactly what the deal is, but it just seems like that seems to be triggering the larger bites. Of course, the A-rig always garners some bites. And if you get it by those big fish, you'll catch them. But, the jerk bait just seems, we were catching a lot of keeper size type fish, even rattle traps, the same kind of deal, in that 7, 8, 10-foot range, where that grass is kind of pre-emerging coming up. Those fish are still seem to be your smaller, maybe your males coming in, that kind of deal. But they're feeding right now. It's not so much of a spawn thing, but the days are here, so you know what that means. We're right now at the time to catch a monster fish over at Guntersville. A big swim bait would be my bet, 3/4 ounce, and I'm looking at 10, 12 foot, something like that in those pre-stage areas. They're getting ready.
Well, I appreciate it, Tom, as always, and thanks for wearing that really nice Andre Agassi styled shirt today. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 21st. Hey, you're in the area, Bass University at the downtown at the Gadsden venue. Come on, see us. Tickets are still available on site. Come see some of the best pros give their best secrets. But we're going to share some best secrets from one of our best pros, Lee Pitts, who just picked up his new Falcon Mercury. He's been breaking that thing in up there on Weiss Lake. So I'm going to make him talk about Neely Henry first. Lee, what's going on at Neely Henry these days?
Neely still got a little bit of mud down there. It looked like it was a little low when me coming through, but the crappie bite at Neely is real tough right now. I'll talk about the crappie first. It's just there's so much water coming through there, and the fish that are out on the main channel, they're just trying to hang around what they can to get a break from that current. And if the only way you can get a bite right now is either find something out of all that current, get around some docks, or in the back of some of these creeks that still got some fish holding on some brush piles. But there's a lot of water coming through Neely right now and a lot of stain.
Okay, so we talked crappie. What about the bass bite? What are you seeing on Neely Henry?
It's better. It's better than the crappie bite right now, but still looking for these eddy places. Still a crankbait, looking at a crankbait, big spinnerbait, something like that. And I still think that the jerkbait bite, unless you can find some cleaner water, you can kind of hold off on it right now. But there's still some fish to be caught. Shaky head getting in some of these mouths of the creeks coming in, and just right off the river, some of the mouths that get a little current break. You can throw a shaky head and get bit on it right now.
What's going on at Weiss right now?
Weiss, we've still got, we're pulling 2 turbines right now. Still got a lot of current. The crappie bite this week has been slow. Catch a few, but it's not everywhere. Some of the creeks that we were seeing a whole lot of fish in, the bait's gone, the crappie are gone. They've just backed out right now, kind of waiting for everything to get stabilized a little bit. But at Weiss, the bass bite is still pretty good right now. I don't know if it's that we've got some major creeks and some bigger bays that clean up a little bit when they're pulling that much water. But we had a tournament last weekend, and I think first, second, third place, you had 18, 19, 20. The fish aren't everywhere. You got to let that Mercury eat a little bit and, just move and keep going. But when you land on some, they're good quality fish right now. So that's one good thing at Weiss. It's still that crankbait, a little bit of a jig bite, starting to kind of pick up a little more right now. I think some of these fish that are laying on these rock piles and laying on these little eddy spots, when that jig comes bouncing through there, they'll pick it up. So the fish that you're catching are quality right now.
Well, that always sounds like fun. Lee, we appreciate everything, and we will talk to you soon, brother.
All right, my man. I'll see y'all next week.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 21st. Hey, we're joined by Gentry Gordy, who's going to spend some time with us talking Jordan Lake and Lake Martin. Gentry, let's start at Lake Martin this time. What's going on down there?
Dano, Lake Martin it's just tough. It has been all year. The number of bites is there, just the quality hasn't been. 13, 14 pounds is winning these tournaments with 80 and 90 boats. It's tough. But fun fishing wise, man, it's a blast. I mean, you go up there and catch them from sun up to sundown. I was up there a few days ago, and everything rock, bank or either piles. Once I kind of zeroed in, I didn't hit the trash pile, so I'm not going to say they're not there. They're just, for some reason, they're holding on this rock at Martin. Well, your jigs, your shaky head, your Texas rigs.
So what's the water temperature down there? Is that why they're moving to the rocks? Has it gotten colder?
Yeah, 5 still. But yeah, 54, 50. Hey, we're in the South. It changes every weekend. It's never the same. It goes from, it'll be 50 degrees and it'll be 59 degrees in a weekend. So I think just the unstable, I think there's more stability around those big rock piles is probably why they're staying there.
What about the crappie bite? You seeing a little bit of a crappie bite on the lake?
Yes, absolutely. And it's funny because I'll owl around and, you just see them light up on your side imaging or my 360, and it's like, well, good and well they're crappy because there's 100 of them in each school.
All right, let's turn our attention to Jordan Lake. Let's talk about that a little bit. What's happening there?
Jordan's a lot funner, a lot more quality. Dano, I've been throwing this right here. It's a spider jig that I make, or a ball head jig. Dark color brown with some red in it. You can get up on the bluff walls, running up the river, and even the bluffs down by the boat ramp at the dam. You got to be patient with it. You've got to just really let that jig fall down them rocks. Seeing a lot better bite doing that. Your big spotted bass are sitting on those walls.
Spotted bass are always a bunch of fun. I'm sure it's a little dirty to be out there and get out there and chase them a little bit right now, right?
Yeah, it is, but I've always said that's to me, that's the most fun time you can have it, Jordan. When that water gets dirty and starts moving, for some reason, them big spotted bass, they really go to eating up there.
Gentry, as always, we appreciate everything, and we'll talk to you again next week, man. Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 21st. Appreciate all that you do, being the best part of Bucks Island. We love seeing you here at the dealership. We're getting ready to go to our full season hours here coming next week, February, the first weekend of February. We'll look forward to seeing more of you. Got plenty of inventory in all of our areas, sales, parts, and in the loft. Come see us. Thanks for being the best part of Bucks Island. We appreciate you more than you know.